Hello, and welcome to another update video about Solana. So Solana is still on its way to the cycle target range discussed. So the next sort of cluster of upside targets is located in that area around 360 to 380. As you know, if you watched previous videos, this is sort of the, let's say cycle target range, next milestone target area. I'm not saying this is where the bull market will top, but this is where there's a good chance for the bull market to top. At the very least, this is an area I'd like to see the price reach. It would be ideal. It would, represent ideal proportions. Remember, it's also not a surprise that this move up is quite aggressive to the upside, which started here. Because if you watch previous videos, then you know that the fifth wave needs to be extended in order to get there to these targets. So that's all in line with expectations. It's also not a surprise that the move up is quite choppy because we're dealing with an ABC structure in a fifth wave of a diagonal. So that is all okay at the moment, right? And obviously, the Trump coin has an impact there as it was launched on the Solana blockchain, but it's moving. It's just quite funny where those catalysts sometimes come from. Now, I can only tell you that, again, it will be likely a bumpy ride to the upside. So anybody who entered in the support zone in that trend reversal area should be in profit. So, there are different ways how this can be handled, but you have to decide it for yourself. But one way would be to take some partial profits, obviously, when you have some, which should have. Because literally everybody should be in profit right now, given that we are pretty much just below all-time highs. So taking partial profits and then setting a stop below the January low would be one option, for example. Just one idea. But again, it's up to you. So what I'm tracking here is an ABC structure to the upside. So current thesis is that this B wave is unfolding, which I show in more detail on the smaller time frame. Alternative perspective would be that, this move up is a C wave and, wave 3 would sit here. So I can actually add that to the chart. That would be the more bullish, let's say a more bullish alternative. But in the short term, it doesn't matter because in both scenarios, we're watching for higher prices anyway. So, and we have to take it level by level anyway in this market. So that would be a reasonable alternative perspective, for example. And we might even move above the 490 target in this white count. But again, we don't know that yet, okay? But it can happen. It can happen. That all that means is that after, once we have reached that target area, of course, I won't confirm a top. We will still track support levels for upside continuation, but literally any break of support then could indicate a major top. But we need a 5-wave move down and a break below support to confirm that. So looking at the smaller time frame then, the move up is a 3-wave move. We discussed that in the last few updates, so that hasn't changed. And also the pullback remains corrective, which upholds our viewpoint that further upside should happen sooner or later from this structure. So a 3-wave pullback is not bearish. The 3-wave move up, unfortunately, is also not clearly bullish. However, based on the context, we will assume that this is the A wave of that larger fifth wave in that diagonal. So we are still looking for higher prices against the $190 support level, which we talked about yesterday. So this is the bottom line. I mean, as long as the price holds above 190, this wave count remains preferred. The idea is that this is a B wave pullback. We have a 3-wave correction into support, and that a C wave up can take us to that target range. The main question is, though, do we need another dip into support or not? Time will tell. Okay, for now, this is the support area that remains relevant, where the price can find support. At least this is where we are watching for the buyers to step in. So either wave B bottomed, but then the move up is not clearly impulsive yet. So I can't confirm that yellow wave B has bottomed. I find a wider wave B is at least something we shouldn't ignore, and you should at least mentally prepare for. What I can imagine is we could spend a bit of time in this range. I mean, we've got now a range pretty much between $190 and the last swing high from Sunday that's located around $296. So what might happen is we have an A wave down, it's doing this in a B wave, and then we come down in wave C before we go higher. Might go up directly, it might do this. It's essentially a range, and so That's how I would treat it. Bear in mind, B waves are chameleon-like structures, and B waves are the most difficult ones to predict. And we're now in a B wave. So yeah, be flexible. But overall, the situation remains unchanged. The overall focus remains on higher, with pullbacks potentially presenting setups and opportunities like this one did. And now this is a B wave pullback. Looking at proportions, a wider wave B would look best. That's the update about Solana. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.